Yes, the beanie is back, and that is because I had on my fedora, and ooh, I was just talking to my friend, and it just woke me out because that's another. The reason why I said that is to say because that's another thing when you know things get misconstrued or because it is important. One of the things on the BTBV, um, the BTBV journey is to have better relationships with my friends, and so you know I am happy that we had like a little communication today because I feel like when you're trying to better yourself, I think it's always good for you to look in the mirror, the reflection, because you're not a perfect person. I'm not perfect. And there are things that you say and do or reactions that you have that could ultimately affect other people's mood or other people's, you know, positive energy. And so you want to make sure you're not you want to make sure you're not adding to the stress of anybody else or any negative energy to anybody else. So I think by just tackling issues as they come is like the best way to do it because realistically we have to take ownership of what it is that we're saying and doing. And it's not about being defensive. It's not about, playing the blame game or saying, oh, well, you did, or, well, you did that. It's always about self reflection. Like, you know what, maybe I could have said it differently, or maybe I could have done things differently because you always want to put your best foot forward. You always want to be a positive energy to people. But sometimes, we're human, we make mistakes. And on the road to becoming a better version of yourself, it's always about self reflection and about trying to understand what you as an individual can do better to have healthier friendships, relationships, um, and that such nature. So it does have me in a bit of a like reflective stage, and I think when people are when you're trying to walk or flow through a journey, it's always about trying to remove or minimize certain flaws so that you're not constantly being the one with the finger pointing at you. So sometimes you have to take a step back and look at where you are and where you're going and how you can better make that situation so that it's not a lingering situation or it's not something that's held in the air. And that's why I was saying sometimes when people have pillow talk, and pillow talk is when you're discussing it with your significant other or whoever you're with, your companion, and sometimes it can be just having a conversation about someone that's really close to you about a situation to give you a fresher view. And sometimes in that sense, the person, you have to think about who you're saying it to. Sometimes when you're saying it to people who they're negative, so they're gonna, whatever you say, they're going to pretty much be like, yeah girl, cause she was trying to be like this. And that's not where I'm about. I'm about, talking to somebody like, what you think is about, like, do you think I said it wrong, or do you think it could have been just, or maybe I'm being this, so when on the road to becoming just that better version of yourself, it's always good to not really run to other people, but sometimes it could be taking an account of the situation, praying about it, and allowing it to naturally come to where you can vocalize it in a less hostile situation or a less hostile tone. So sometimes, I talk to people very strong worded, not saying that I'm saying stuff strong worded to them, but I'm passionate about what I'm saying, and I get very my tone, my voice changed. Um, and some people, they take it as like, oh my God, she's coming for me, and it's like, no, it's just like, you just have to know the person. Sometimes that person is, you be like, oh yeah, girl, she always get like this. She, she be feeling herself, or she really, and it's like they would know that. But that, I mean, like I said, that's always a better way to do something. It's always a better way to handle a situation. And even when you're talking to people in customer service, you really need to make sure you're not letting whatever your attitude is be projected onto someone else. So it's so many different things that the conversation I had earlier with my friend makes you reflect on, because it's like, did I say that? Was it intended like that, or how was I, because people perceive things based on the way that you say them and their emotions at that time, not necessarily because of what you said. If I'm in a move of reflection, or if I feel like I'm in a spiral, it can be something that easily can be triggered by someone that's not intended. And now I'm in a, you're in a mood, so then you're projecting that mood or whatever's being said onto someone else. And the whole thing is to not get to that point. You don't want to project that onto someone else. You want to be like, very calm about it and take it in, take an assessment of it, and really check yourself, because you have to understand why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, and was the other person intentionally trying to do something to harm or to bring you to a certain emotion. So on the road to, on this journey, I feel that I'm a very lax person. So sometimes it's hard for me to vocalize something in the moment, because I don't want them to still be in a hostile state, or I don't want them to still be, you know, in the rant, I should say. So you want to remove yourself from it, look at it, and process it, and see if there's any truth, or are you mixing what you feel the truth should be with what was said and making it deeper, pretty much.